Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to give it like one more minute before we just jump into everything. I'm really excited about today's topic. I definitely think I might do a series on abundance in general because I feel like that's something I always just get asked about. It's just like, can you talk more about abundant living? Can you talk more about using energy healing and allowing us to do that? So I will definitely make sure that that happens. I really wanted to keep these topics for the live short and sweet, of course. Also give you guys something that's tangible that you can use that's going to help to give you a better experience in life, right? Make sure you guys have your water. If you don't, I actually have some water with me. You guys know I'm always drinking green water. It's never show in this background, but yes, we're about to level up. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, for those who do not know me, my name is Lotus Aloba. I'm a mystic practitioner. I teach EFT, NLP, meditation, a whole bunch of different modalities. My goal is to help Black women come back to their personal power and to be able to release generational trauma and create new legacies of limitless self-love. And I do that by using energy work to repattern and rewire the brain. I wanted to, again, do this series for May to give you guys a quick offering and insight into what my classes look like every Monday on Highlights, where my EFT gang is out here. Love y'all so much. We have so much fun every Monday night. We tune in, we tap in together, and we are collectively healing. And I mean, they can attest from our first session to our most recent one. We have all just grown in such a beautiful way. And I just want to extend that. Hopefully you guys will join us for the upcoming class. Let's get into today's topic because you guys know I like to make this short and sweet. Today we are doing a quick session on allowing abundance into your life with ease. That's really that key word there. So here's what you can expect. We're going to do a quick check-in. I'm going to check in on you guys, make sure you guys are good. We'll have a quick chat about releasing this idea that struggle equates success, because it doesn't. And then we'll start tapping, okay? This is the perfect time to grab your water if you don't have your water. If you're using plant medicine for this session, by all means, start consuming and connecting with it now. Make sure you give thanks. Shout out Sam for reminding me of that in her yoga class. It was really, really good. How are y'all doing today? Let me know in the comment section how you're feeling, how you're doing this Thursday. This week went by really, really, really fast for me personally. I don't know if you guys also went through a fast week. It was just really interesting. I'm like, wow, this was like, it's gone. It just blew my mind. But for the most part, the week I felt really good. I felt really good, felt really aligned, and felt like this alignment is happening. Yeah, like people are, first off, all of my wolves are winning in some way, shape, or form. Oh my God, like there's just so many people in our community that are just doing outstanding things and really enjoying their lives and allowing the abundance to come in. And it's been a running theme in my close friends group. So I was like, we're going to talk about it today, and we're going to talk about how we can reprogram our minds to accept more of it into our lives. So I'm happy to see that we're all kind of feeling good. Yeah, Sam said feelings. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Learning from them. Learning to trust myself more. That's a big theme for our community too, is self-trust. Yes, and allow myself to be vulnerable and trust that I'm enough. Yes, you are always enough. You are more than enough. You were born enough, right? For June, I'm going to talk about body positivity. And one of the points that I wanted to touch on is like, we're made of the cosmos. Like, we're literally made up of like this earth that we live on. If that doesn't show you that you're enough, hopefully our EFT sessions will, because I definitely want you guys to embody yourself and feel cosmic, because you are. There is literally no one on this earth that is designed like you at all. Yes, okay, felt a little unfocused, but committed to the path. Yes, yes, yes. And that's going to happen every now and then. You're going to have moments of uncertainty that come up. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, it's life, right? I'm not going to always know every single step. I'm not going to always be in focus, but I can do my best to be present, and I can do my best to be committed to the path that I'm on. And that's really all that you can do. So if that's where you were at in your journey for this week, that's a beautiful place to be. Any place you're at in life is a beautiful place to be, even when it doesn't feel like it, because there's so much unfolding for you. So much healing that you can get from there, okay? Did a quick little check-in. Also, if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comment section how you're feeling. I do really care about how you guys are feeling. So go ahead and drop that comment in there. and keep me up to date in your life. Struggle and success. If you guys know me, you guys know I don't like that word struggle. I don't. I get really aggressive about it. It's not for me. It's not a vibe. I don't want that for any of my wolves. We're beyond that, right? Let's get into it. Struggle. Struggle to success is not a thing, okay? It's not. Granted, we hear all these amazing success stories and like, what is it, right? You hear that they were struggling all their lives and that they were like working really, really hard. And then eventually they got a break and then they became successful. Someone who really runs this theme home is Kevin Hart. I don't know if you guys saw his like documentary on Netflix, but he spoke about his fear of stopping. Like he's afraid to rest because he's worried that if he rests and he pauses for a moment and enjoys his life, enjoys his success, he will lose it all and have to rebuild it again. That's kind of a mindset that a lot of us black and brown bodies can subscribe to, right? What's the first thing that you learn when you're growing up? Work really, 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 really hard to be seen. I know one of my first life lessons that my mother taught me, I think the day before preschool, was like, look, on the totem pole of life, you're here. Then it's black men, then it's white women, then it's white men. You have to work 3 times as hard just to be seen. And granted, she was trying to sow a seed of wisdom for me. But what that caused me to do is to overwork myself from a very young age. I didn't really get to enjoy being a child. I didn't really get to understand the wisdom in failing and getting back up again, because all I knew was that I had to succeed. If I did not succeed, then I was not being seen as a person. And if I wasn't being seen as a person, what was my existence about, right? That gets really, really deep for us and is deeply rooted. But again, success comes in so many different ways. And I love that we are all on this journey together of understanding that success does not have to be this blood, sweat, and tears kind of experience all the time. And what I will say too is when you're looking at your favorite people, that dark moment of struggle for them, it was just because they were unlearning. They were unlearning old behaviors and patterns and relearning their divine truth, right? Another thing is, just because it was that way doesn't mean that it has to be that way. Just because someone found success by having to struggle to get to it does not mean you have to subscribe to that as well. It doesn't at all. We're here to create new experiences for ourselves and for other people. We have to be blueprints in our own ways, right? That's why I like to share my story with you guys and show you guys how I'm attracting abundance in my life, because I want to be an example, a visual example of like, wow, Lotus doesn't lead a super stressful life. She's able to align herself with the right frequency by taking care of herself, and these opportunities pour in for her, right? Because I think that that's also important to learn too. So we can let go of that hustle and grind mentality that we all feel equates to success and start bringing in more harmony and grace. Yes, unlearning and repatterning is the only worthy struggle. Yes, yes, yes. And again, let's remember too, struggle is a choice, okay? It's a choice. When we're growing, we're gonna have some growing pains, right? Some moments of being uncomfortable. That's a given. That's just what life has in store for us, right? After that awareness though of like, okay, I need to unfold, I need to grow. Struggle happens when we are holding on to that idea and we're literally suffocating it and we're causing ourselves more unnecessary pain. And really we do that to be rewarded by society, right? When someone just says, hey, I woke up, took care of myself, had a very lavish day, and then like I got this amazing opportunity to teach and it was amazing, you're like, oh wow, I can't relate, that's crazy. But if someone's like, oh my God, I woke up and as soon as I got out of bed, I took care of my family, I did this, XYZ, da 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 da, and now I'm exhausted, but I feel good, then you're like, wow, this person really earned their success. And I just want us to start releasing that notion if we can, because we're all leveling up in our frequencies, and there are just easier ways to enjoy your success and to have your success. And also understanding that having your success and enjoying it are two separate experiences, and we deserve both, not just having it, right? Especially as Black and brown bodies. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are relating to the message today. That makes me so happy. All right, the last thing I want to touch on before we get into tapping is that our ancestors did not go through their own struggles for us to have the same struggles. Make it make sense, y'all. I had to sit with myself one day and be like, my grandmother, my great grandmother, my great great grandmother, especially because that stems back to like Alabama back during slavery. They did not go through these things so that I can sit here and have the exact same struggles. No, they were in situations and experiences that were completely outside of them, and they worked hard so that I would not have to. Not so that I had to, right? When we're wanting to honor our ancestors, we have to kind of keep that in mind as well. It's not for us to have that same existence. Like, we're supposed to be more evolved versions of our parents and of our grandparents and of our great grandparents. But if we're having the exact same struggle that my grandmother had in the early 1900s, my great grandmother, am I really honoring her? Am I really evolving us as a lineage, as a heritage? Like, am I helping my ancestors and my future generations to feel better and to expand more? Or am I just continuing this vicious cycle, and I'm continuing these generational traumas because I'm not aware that success does not have to be a struggle, right? And that's something I want you guys to like meditate on and bring to the forefront of your mind before we start tapping, because again, it's one of those things that like really grinds my gears. Like, you don't have to struggle for your success. You do need to do some work in the sense of like understanding yourself more, right? Self-mastery is important. Educating yourself on who you are and who you were and who you will be. There's work in that. But to work hard, just to work hard, just to say you did it, there's so many opportunities out here in this world, even on this this platform here, to have major success in your life that feels good for you. Do not settle for having struggle be a part of your success story. It does not have to be. Struggle does not have to be a part of your process. It is a choice, right? So in my earlier part of my process, I struggled because I thought that that was the only way to get to success, not because it's a part of that journey. It's just what we know. It doesn't mean that that's what it has to be. You can actually enjoy your process. You can actually have pleasure in your process. You can actually have an easeful process and that still be valid for your success. Just because something is easy doesn't mean that it's not worthy of being successful. We have to break those paradigms that we have rooted ourselves and our families have rooted ourselves in for so long. Okay? That's something I really want us to disassociate if we can. And again, that takes time. It's not going to happen in this one session. Hopefully you guys will reach out and we'll work together some more. But yes, yes, there's so much reward in the process when we get to find that unfolding, especially when you get to come back to a situation again and you're like, wow, this is what the experience could have been like. This is wonderful. Now I have both, and I can realize that I can choose to have a harder time growing and learning and healing, or I can really find the joy and the pleasure in the unknown, in the uncertainty of life. And instead of looking at it as like, ooh, you got to work hard to get through this, it could be like, how can I make this fun for me? How can I invite play and joy into this experience? How can I tap into my sense of creativity to come up with beautiful solutions that maybe haven't even been heard of before on this physical plane? That over, I'm going to struggle and work hard through this just to say that I got through it so that other people outside of me can validate me through the fact that I struggled. There are two different experiences and each one is a choice. So whether or not you choose to subscribe to success being a struggle, if that's what feels best for you, if you feel like that's the only way you can have success, understand, keep that for you. If that works, that works. But for my other wolves who are feeling a call, a pull on their heart that they don't want to have to struggle for their success, they want to be able to enjoy their life. They want to be able to just be, to be able to witness God, source, love, whoever it is you call on to. This is for you. This message is for you, okay? I just want to go through the comments really quickly before we start. Yes, I'm so happy that these are resonating with you. Yes, 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 yes. I think that also society conditioning us to believe that we have to feel that. Yes, it's 100% that. It's not, I always say when we really want to understand how we're supposed to be living life, we should be looking at children. They just enjoy your life. Things get done, life still happens. They're still taken care of in that sense. But like there's wonder there and they're not freaking out if they fail, right? Until we teach them to do that. They are like, oh, snap, that didn't work out. How do I do it a different way? They start to become creative, but it's always a playful process. They're still successful, right? And a baby learning how to walk, they eventually learn how to walk. But it's not a struggle to get there. They just get up and they try again. It's that heaviness that struggle brings that I'm hoping that you guys can learn to release with practice, okay? Easy doesn't equal no effort or undeserved, 100%. You can have an easeful life and still be worthy and deserving because your worth has nothing to do with your sense of productivity. It has nothing to do with what you produce in this world. Your worth is simply because you exist, simply because you are a human being on this physical plane. You are worthy. That's it. That's it. That is the end of the sentence. No other explanation. You do not have to be productive to feel worthy or to feel deserving. And when you do have those moments come up, you got to really sit with yourself and ask why that's coming up. And you'll realize it's just these outdated perspectives and beliefs that you grew up in, because our parents did the best that they could do. My mom didn't tell me that totem pole story to scare me. She was like, oh, I went through some shit growing up as a Black woman in this country, and I want to make sure that you don't. That was her only concern in telling me that story. She didn't think it was going to have negative effects or cause me to be an overachiever or cause me to have burnout and have all these other things that happened in my life because of that root story. Her whole intention was, I want to prepare you for the fact that this world is not in favor of your existence, right? And now as I'm older and I'm learning, and when I have children or when I'm talking to my nieces, I can now instill a different story of, yes, let's respect the fact that our ancestors did go through this and they did have this experience, but you don't have to do that. It is no longer part of your story. I did the work to break that curse. I did the work to break that trauma for you. And I actually enjoyed the process once I got the hang of it, okay? It doesn't have to be hard. Yes, a hard time growing. It does not have to be a hard time growing. It will be a little painful and uncomfortable sometimes, but it doesn't have to be hard or difficult. Yes, like you said, it can be playful when we release the attachment to thinking we have to feel awkward or sad or whatever low vibe. 100%, Sam. The whole change is uncomfortable just means we need to shift our perception. Yes, it doesn't mean stay in that one lane where you're uncomfortable. Witness that you're uncomfortable. Witness the contrast in life. Realize like, ooh, I'm being presented with things I don't want to experience. Let me run it back. Let me center myself, take care of me. And let me think of what it is that I do want. Because now I have a clear definition of what I don't. Right? So instead of us being like, damn, yesterday was so hard, it's like, wow, I got a lot of contrast yesterday and a lot of clarity on what it is I do not want to experience in my life from this point on. One doesn't embrace struggle. One does. Both still get you to the end goal, but one is more enjoyable, and that's what I want for you, okay? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, Black people especially have struggled long enough. I mean, yeah, I'm not with struggling for Black folks either. I'm not into it at all, in no way, shape, or form, at all. I don't think we need to struggle in our healing. We need to struggle in our careers. We need to struggle with our families and our relationships and our self-love. We do not need to struggle any longer. Our ancestors have done more than enough to give us platforms, to give us spaces, to give us ideas and creative solutions to eliminate that in our experience for our future generations. I am a firm believer in that. And that may not be for everybody. I understand that. Now, drink some water because we're about to get into our little tapping session. I want you to ground yourself in your breath. It doesn't matter if you're sitting, laying down. Just get a little comfortable and close your eyes. Tune into your breath. Just notice where you're at in this moment. We're not here to judge ourselves. We're just here to be. See if you can breathe into your lower belly and allow that air to rise up, and see if you take a second breath through the heart. And when you're ready, open mouth, exhale, release. Let's do another one. Let's breathe deep into the lower belly. Allow the air to slowly rise up. Take a second breath through the heart. And when you're ready, open mouth, exhale, release. Maybe you want to drop your shoulders. Maybe you're seeing or sensing some tension in the body. Send some loving energy there. Remind your body it doesn't have to struggle either. Yes. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And then I want you guys to begin rubbing your hands with me, right? So what we're doing is activating our hand chakras, right? Making your hands a little warm. Kind of rub the backs, getting off any stagnant energy that might be on there. I love doing this. I usually spray my flow mist, which I'm going to do right now. So if you guys have flow, go ahead and do that. Spray it on my hands to cleanse any unwanted vibrations. And then just flick off whatever doesn't serve you in this moment. Okay, now we're going to get to our first position and we're going to start tapping, all right? Now, first position is the karate chop. Pinky bone to wrist bone. We're going to lightly tap here. Yes, get into it. And you can repeat after me, or you can allow me to speak over you, whatever feels best for your experience in this moment. Go with the flow, all right? Yes, flow mist activated. Yes, and if you don't have flow mist, when I just sprayed it, it was for you too. It works out. All right. I take full responsibility for my well-being. I take full responsibility for my well-being. One more time. I take full responsibility for my well-being. I'm going to go to the top of the head now. I'm going to lightly tap here. I have been taught to work really, really, really hard. We're going to go to our eyebrow and tap here. To put myself last. I'm going to go to our temple, side of the eye. To struggle as much as I can. I'm going to go under the eye. In order to earn my success. Under the nose. So I gave blood, sweat, and tears. Now to our chin. And I continued to sacrifice even when it was hurting me. Collarbone. And the reward was under the arm. I was embraced by society standards. And we're going to go back to the top of the head. That's not true success. I'm going to go to our eyebrow. So I lovingly release those experiences. Side of the eye, temple. And invite in easeful abundance. Under the eye. More of me enjoying the journey towards success. Under the nose. More aligned relationships that fill me. Chin. More divinely designed opportunities for me to be my fullest self. Collarbone. In beautiful spaces that recharge me. Under the arm. I now witness my abundance is already here. And then we're going to go back to the karate chop point. And I welcome its lavishness, its easefulness, its bliss into my life right now. Place your hands gently at your side and just take a nice deep inhale. Breathe into the lower belly. Allow the air to fill up the body. And when you're ready, make an audible exhale. And you can close your eyes in this moment. See if you can bring a smile to your face. See if you could feel that energy buzzing. We just cleared out these negative paradigms, these negative beliefs that have been shaping our lives for so long, been shaping our lives long before we even got here. And we radically chose to show up and be present and say, you know what? That's no longer for me in this journey or for those that are going to come after me. I'm going to set the tone and make it more playful, more easeful. I'm going to remind myself that my abundance is already here and that for me to tap into that abundance, all I need to do is take good care of myself, align myself with things that bring me joy, play around with the experiences, a little bit of trial, a little bit of error, but always, always a lesson to be learned or an experience to be had. And then you can bring your hands over your heart chakra. If you guys want to know where that placement is, you can open your eyes right now to see what I'm doing. And just gently rub in a clockwise circular motion. I'm going to activate our heart's nervous system. Waking up that energy. I'm just going to let it be known I'm worthy. I'm worthy of an easeful experience. I'm worthy of an easeful life. My success is my success, and I can define it however I want to. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the space. And let me know how you're feeling below. Yes, you guys are feeling the vibes. Yes, that's why I love EFT. It's a in the moment. It kind of feels that instant gratification that we're taught thanks to social media. But you feel it. You feel the shift in your energy. You feel it. Whew, okay. All right. It's not as painful as it was, right? Sometimes we think about accepting abundance into our life and we're like, oh my God, I have to do so much work to rewire. Yes and no. We just did a lot of energy work. So make sure you're drinking some water afterwards. Flush out any excess. Yes, and so it is. Yes. Wow, I don't need to work as hard as I can. I need to love as much as I can. Ashe, soy. Yes, 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 yes. Love is always the answer. But I know that can be very difficult for us in our experience. But you can always start by loving yourself. Loving on your ancestors, loving on people who are easy to love in your life to amplify that understanding, because love and abundance go hand in hand. Yes, I am worthy of an experience filled with ease. Yes, can you just picture that for a moment in your life? Like, in this moment, as I am worthy of an experience filled with ease. It does not have to be complicated. I do not have to be stressed out. It does not have to be this overwhelming experience. I just get to be. And that in itself is glorious. I love that. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so glad you guys resonated with today's little mini session. Normally my sessions are a little longer. If you guys want to be a part of that, please go ahead and join my email list so you guys can learn about my weekly classes. And I'll be giving out some audio soon that you guys can tap along with me as well. But please share this episode if it resonated with you, if you feel like someone could really benefit from this experience of tapping. Please, 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 I want to get this information out, especially to my Black and brown bodies. There's so much access for us to have easeful experiences and to use really fun, simple, efficient techniques like EFT to collapse our healing time frame. And in order for me to get that information out, I need you guys to share. All right. I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming and being a part of this session with me. And I will see you next Thursday live here, or I'll see you Monday on highlights to tap for a full session. Okay. If you guys like this, you guys will love a full one. It's really yummy and juicy. All right. I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful tomorrow, a beautiful weekend, a beautiful life, because you deserve it, as is, period. Bye, wolves.